So yeah, she got Anthony Rose. I am here live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida from Gulfstream Brewing. And this is the, I'm going to call this the Keep Elevatin Podcast. This is Anthony Rose, Keep Elevating.
Hey.
Where I want to go around and have conversations with some of my most amazing friends.
Man.
Let's scoot over here so I'm more in the camera.
Yes, sir.
And talk about life, what they're doing, all the dope shit that's happening, and how we're making it happen. But let me adjust this. Boom.
I should have got a cider, man.
Yo, get one. We can order one. He'll come back around. We can ask him. Yeah, you definitely gotta try it. Have you tried this cider yet?
I didn't try I tried the whatever one they had on tap. I didn't try their homemade cider.
Oh yeah, this is the homemade one is good.
It's really good.
Can I do 2 more of these? Yes, thank you. The staff is amazing here. I mean, it helps that my LB is his business,
Thanks.
you know. So go mob to Ty Erics, who will be
Lufi.
the second guest on my Keep Elevating podcast. So, anyways, I got my guy here, the one and only, the infamous, notorious, the ambitious Will Hatcher. So, whenever I'll let you describe to people like your accolades, but.
Man.
When I introduce people or I tell people about you, because they're like, why are you going to Florida to work on a script?
Yeah.
And I said, man, the only way to get stuff done is to work with.
Thank you.
Is to.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. The only thing to get stuff done is I got to meet up with my guy, man. I was like, you are the most
Man, that's good.
dedicated, innovative, eclectic, randomly creative people I know. And I also know whenever we get together, we always have great ideas.
Yeah.
But I think you've always been the person that is just the executioner. You always execute. So introduce yourself. Tell the people more about who you are and some of your titles you want to tell them.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? So Willonius Hatcher. Y'all know me as Will Hatcher from the YouTube and maybe Delicious Bathwater.
Delicious
my
Bathwater.
production company. And most recently, started making avocado smoothies, so people started calling me Avocado Poppy. But you can go to avocadopoppy.com if you like hats like this, Zaddy hats and my book. But yeah, man, just we doing a lot, man. Like I don't even remember like half the stuff I've done. YouTube. When we first met, I was making YouTube heavy back in the days. So I had like Crank That Homeless Man popping off, and then we travel across country. And then went to Vegas and did the TED Talk, Make Your Brain Twerk.
Yep.
And which it's so crazy, man. Like I feel like that TED Talk was like ahead of its time because like people weren't really talking about mental health back then.
You're right.
And
they weren't.
So like I watched it the other day and I was like, damn. But I was just interested in mental health. Well, human potential more so than anything at the time. But yeah, man, I just like to work, man. I guess it's the Virgo in me. I'm very inspired by, the great Kobe Bryant. I still, we were talking about the other day, man, it's still weird saying that, he's not here. I mean, he's here in spirit, but.
Yeah. It's that mama mentality.
Mama mentality, man. You just gotta, I think since we met, we've always just talked about just like pushing the culture forward, creating. A visionary in your own right with the syndicates.
I appreciate it, man.
I mean, everybody that's part of that, man, they're like doing amazing things now. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna drop the original little syndicates trailer.
You
from
got
like
to,
2008.
man, because.
It was Nate Jackson, you, me, Mujid, Mike Dolphy, Maynard, a couple other people. And for all y'all out there, so I had this idea as the syndicates, and my thing has always been, what if In Living Color stayed together? What if they just, like, they all kept relationships? What if they just saw the potential early on and stayed together? And so I seen these different folks, and I was like, yo, like, together we would actually be, like, super dope. It was almost like some soul food shit where the Big Mama was like, individually we're fingers, but together we're a fist, so.
I would even liken it to like the Avengers assembling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, you definitely know a lot of people, and just like you were. We were young. We were probably early 20s. You just identifying the talent and being like, y'all got to work together. Y'all got to do this and that. Like, me, I've been in Florida, so like, and I was traveling a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to just see how these individuals that you kind of identify, like where we're at now, in our careers, and how it just kind of keep elevating. So, kudos to you, man, for that.
I appreciate it, bro. And it's one of those things too where I realize like. It's one thing, like, the one thing I saw about, like, Russell Simmons, right? He used to be an artist himself. He used to do poetry and stuff, but he got so caught up putting talent on, he lost sight of his talent. Yeah. So for me, I was like, I want to focus on my talent. And then at the end of the day, it's just rocking with those that rock with you. Like, I got, good relationships with everybody, but as everybody's branching off, I think sometimes people forget the early stages. And, I was running around shooting green screen in my house with everybody and all that. So it's good, like, to ever be able to keep the relationships and push it forward and to keep going, and how we're still creating. And I mean, speaking of about being ahead of your time, ahead of the curve, I think that's always been the thing about you. And the thing that I've seen is you've always been at the forefront. You were going viral on YouTube before people were monetizing YouTube. The song parodies and everything. Yeah. And just like you said, was the TED Talk, was to make your brain twerk, talking about mental health and how to like unmindfuck yourself and focus on what you're doing. The books, the authoring, I mean, the bots and the crypto. So you've been ahead of the curve. And the thing I'm happy to see now is that sometimes it sucks when you're ahead of the curve because you don't hit the wave. You hit it too early. Yeah. And everybody else hits it. But with Clubhouse, you've hit it right on point. And I remember you told me, you're like, yo, bro, I'm about to get in here and I'm just going to go heavy on Clubhouse and figure it out, especially during the pandemic. So I think now seeing you being part of like the Clubhouse Creator Program, you talk more about that. It was the Throat Baby musical and all that. Like, people are seeing the genius that we've already known. And now hopefully it's gonna start propelling itself into what it be. So you want to talk about like what made Clubhouse, what made you want to venture there as opposed to anywhere else?
Man, well, a couple of different things, man. One, I was just so in love with the platform. I thought it was so dope. I actually thought, man, like maybe, this is maybe 2013, 14. I remember I used to sit on my balcony, man. I would, smoke a little bit and just like write and just like come up with ideas. And I was just like audio. I would look at like, remember we were kind of like looking in the tech scene, dabbling in there, like dipping in, dipping out, and then just going to different tech events. So like,
like South by Southwest and
and like, one of the big things in those tech scenes were the pitch competitions. Yep. So to me, I always just like a pitch competition is just a creative exercise. Like come up with an idea, but so I would just write down ideas for companies, but like I was like an audio app, and I just thought that would be the wave. At that time, I didn't know how to code. I know how to code now, but I always just felt like an audio app would be really dope, and like something like Twitter, but for audio. So when Clubhouse came along, I was like, oh snap, they actually did it. And then when I got on there, the way you were able to engage with people was so different. I was like, this is like Web 3.0. So you're able to meet people that you normally wouldn't meet, and the connection is different than just a normal platform. So my first time on Clubhouse, I made a room my first day, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like you can engage like people, your fans, like in a different way. So so as soon as I got in, I was like, I'm all in. And then I also told myself, because like, with YouTube, like my account got suspended, so I always felt like, I felt I was ahead of the curve, but I was like, I didn't get to monetize like the rest of them did, made the millions. And then with Vine, I felt like I missed the curve with Vine, and TikTok. So I just told myself, I was like, there is another platform, because they come around every 3 or 4 years. Yeah. So you just have to be patient and just wait. I was like, if there's another platform that comes along, I am going all in. And Clubhouse it came along, and I was like, and I loved it. Yeah. So I was like, I'm all in with this, and then making like the productions, man. It just luckily, like right when the pandemic happened, because stand-up stopped and I couldn't really do film, I was just thinking, I was like, well, what can I do to keep me creative. So I make comedy music. I write comedy songs and record it, and I just went heavy in writing scripts. So I wrote so many scripts during 2020. Just got better as a screenwriter and more confident as a screenwriter. So then when Clubhouse came along and they started doing Lion King and Dreamgirls and all these original productions, I had like a stack of scripts ready. So I was like, oh, I can do original. And then during 2020, I was writing so much. So like I guess the speed that I could write scripts was like, I was like, with Throw Baby, we pretty much wrote that script in a week.
Jeez.
A week and a half, and and then I did the whole production in about 21 days. And like The Young and the Thirsty, I have even less time. I had 11 days to put the whole production together. So from casting, actors, getting my sound guy, rehearsals, writing the script. I wrote the script in 5 days. So it's just like I was literally talking to one of the guys last night, one of the actors, and they were like, you have to do, the program, the Clubhouse Creator Program's 12 weeks. So essentially I got to write a script every week for 12 weeks, which is a season of a show.
And
I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, well, I mean, that's why we got Melanie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a challenge, but we want to. Those are the type of challenges we want. You know what I'm saying? We want these challenges where we can elevate ourselves and take something that we've never done before and be like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And like at the end of the day, it's just how you do something that you've never done before and it stretches you, and you're better for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the saying? You shoot for the
moon and miss. At least you land amongst the stars. Shout out to my mentor Emil Petrie. Go Mob. That's our quote.
So that's it, man. It's just like, my mentality is always just like, what's the next thing? How can we innovate? You know what I'm saying? How can we like challenge ourselves to do something that people have never done before? You know what I'm saying? And I think if you stay in that mindset, it like pushes you to like greatness or just be a greater version of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So where does that, like, going backwards? So you went to FIU, and and your sister is very prolific in the world, in the industry. So being that you guys both are so talented and kind of so aware of what's next, like, where does that stem from? Like, what's that drive to say, I don't want to exist just in the now. I want to be present in the now, but I also want to be preparing for the future that most people don't see.
Yeah. I gotta give it to my parents, to, you know what I'm saying, just for like the foundation, because like my mom's Jamaican, my dad's African American. They're both like, my mom was the first one out of her family to come to America.
Nice.
Got all of her siblings to come over here. My dad, like nobody prior to my dad, well, he went to college, but eventually started a business. So like he was the one that like out of his siblings that really wanted to have this business acumen. So
gotcha.
So I think just looking at that as a mold, it was just like, you definitely want to just like, I think we're just different because of that. And then we just was like, all right, we, just kind of just wanting to not be normal. And one big thing, and I realized this maybe a couple years ago, my mom would never let me and my sister say the words can't.
Yep.
And I only realized that when, that expression when people like not able, like something bad something overwhelming happens, like I can't deal.
Yep.
They'll say that, and I was talking to a friend, and I was like, it's so interesting. I was like, I've never said can't. Like, what I'm saying? Like, as far as like when I think about myself and the things that I think I could do, like the word can't never comes up, because like as soon as we would say it, she'd be like, don't never say can't, because you can do anything you put your mind to. So, but that like that shift is like when I see somebody do something, I never think that like I can't do that. This is like, do I want to do that? I don't know. Like that might be, too much time, but I don't never feel like I can't do it. So, but I think it's just like, just always wanting to like, I don't never look at it as like being in competition with anybody, but it's just like, how do I just like compete with myself? You know what I'm saying? And luckily, had like some good inspirational people. Bill Duke, I always think every time I see you, I think of Bill Duke for sure. You know, because we ABFF, but you know, like individuals like that, man. Like Bill Duke had a. Luckily, I was able to tell him on Clubhouse, but like
I remember I heard that. Yep.
He had that story he told us, but then also when that first year at ABFF, man, this quote literally has become my life's motto. He said during our acting class, two things that really stood out. One was when he had people do monologues, and they would perform a monologue that they kind of prepared beforehand, and it'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe average. Maybe some were good, but he would literally just ask them a couple questions on stage, and they would give literally like after maybe 20 seconds an Oscar-worthy performance just by asking. So that like right there was like, okay, you can pull greatness out of people like as a director. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, and then the other quote he said was, "What you blame, you empower."
Man.
Well, and that quote has been my life's motto because it's just like you never. He's like you never blame other people for your whatever, you know, shortcomings or whatever it is. He's like, you blame yourself because when you blame yourself, you empower yourself to make a change. So if I look at, my career's not where I want to be, I can't be like, these people in Hollywood or this person, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I doing to elevate myself? Did I write today? Did I market myself today? Am I going to the networking events? You know what I'm saying? So what you blame, you empower has been probably one of the most profound quotes in my life that just for like my mindset, you know what I'm saying? So man. Bill Duke, shout out to the great Bill Duke, man. Get him on a podcast, man, and y'all need to give Bill Duke his flowers like every day.